La Liga 2 is not supposed to have stadiums like this. Not 30,000 seat giants, not coastal cathedrals, not island fortresses that feel impossible to conquer. But the 2025-2026 season is hiding some of the most atmospheric stadiums in Spain, and one of them is far bigger, louder, and more legendary than you think. Let us begin. Number 10. Estadio José Zorrilla, Valladolid. We start in the heart of Castile, where the José Zorrilla stands like a proud monument from another era. Opened for the 1982 World Cup, it combines that classic four-stand Spanish architecture with a bowl shape that wraps around the pitch like a protective shell. With a capacity over 26,000, the stadium has presence without overwhelming you. What makes the Zorrilla special is its identity. Named after the local poet José Zorrilla, the stadium carries a cultural weight that few grounds possess. It is close to the city center, easily accessible, and its stands sit tight to the pitch with no running track breaking the connection between fans and players. When Valladolid push for promotion, the noise inside this place climbs into a steady hum that rolls through the night. It is a stadium built for football, and it earns its place on this list. Number 9. El Molinón Enrique Castro Quini, Gijón. The oldest stadium in Spanish professional football still in use stands proudly in Asturias. El Molinón is a century-old cauldron with 26,000 seats and more stories embedded into its concrete than most clubs have in their trophy rooms. This is not a modern echoing bowl. This is a football landmark. The supporters of Sporting Gijón treat this place like a living relative, something they protect and celebrate. The renovation work over the years has balanced improvement with respect for history, especially in the way the stands rise tightly around the pitch. When El Molinón is full, especially during derbies or promotion races, it becomes one of the loudest stadiums in the division. You feel the history in the walls. You feel the decades of passion in every chant. It is football tradition in its purest Spanish form. Number 8. Estadio Nuevo Los Cármenes, Granada. Down in Andalusia sits a stadium framed by one of the most breathtaking backdrops in Spanish football. The Sierra Nevada mountains rise behind the city, and during clear evenings, you can see their outline from inside the Nuevo Los Cármenes. With a capacity of just over 22,000, the stadium strikes a beautiful balance between modern structure and intimate atmosphere. Granada's fans can transform the place into a tight, noisy bowl when their team is fighting for promotion. The concourses are clean, the seating is well angled, and the pitch looks almost theatrical under the Andalusian sun. Nuevo Los Cármenes may not have the prestige of some stadiums on this list, but its scenic setting and sharp design give it an undeniable presence. Number 7. Estadio El Sardinero, Racing Santander. Travel north to the Cantabrian Sea and you will find a stadium that feels lifted straight out of a football painting. El Sardinero, with its capacity in the low 20,000s, is a stadium that unites coastal freshness with strong sporting identity. The bright green seats blend with the club colors, and the sea breeze often drifts across the stands. Racing supporters fill the stadium with a calm confidence until the match begins, and then everything changes. Noise rises fast here because the bowl is compact and free from obstructing pillars. The stadium is well maintained, surprisingly modern for its age, and anchored beautifully within the city. A match day at El Sardinero feels like football connected with nature. It is a special feeling. Number 6. Estadio Nuevo Mirandilla, Cádiz. Cádiz brings fire. The Nuevo Mirandilla is not a huge stadium, holding around 25,000 fans. But what it lacks in size, it compensates with passion. The location is unbeatable, sitting in a coastal city rich with personality and charm. The steep stands rise close to the pitch and amplify the chants of the yellow and blue faithful. Cádiz supporters are famous for their humor, their energy, and the way they can lift a team even through difficult seasons. When the sun sets over the Atlantic and paints the stadium in warm gold, the Nuevo Mirandilla becomes one of the most atmospheric football venues in Spain. If you want personality, this is where you find it. Number 5. Estadio La Rosaleda, Malaga. Now we enter the heavyweights. La Rosaleda is a 30,000 capacity arena that has hosted European football and lived through Malaga's dramatic rise and painful fall. The stadium carries elegance, charm, and a touch of old-school Spanish character. Its stands rise steep and bold. The acoustics are sharp, and when Malaga are fighting for points, the noise becomes an echoing wave of blue and white. The Mediterranean climate adds to the experience. The air feels different here, humid and salty, and when the night lights switch on, the entire stadium glows. La Rosaleda deserves top-tier football, and you can feel that frustration and ambition blending in the stands. It creates a unique emotional atmosphere. Number 4, Estadio Gran Canaria, Las Palmas. This is not a stadium. This is an island fortress. With over 32,000 seats, the Estadio Gran Canaria is one of the largest grounds in the division and one of the most unique in Spain. Away fans must travel hours by plane just to face Las Palmas on their home turf. The stadium sits wide, tall and open, surrounded by the rugged beauty of the Canary Islands. The club's supporters add vibrant color with yellow seats and constant rhythm from the Ultras section. The altitude, the travel, the heat, the distance from mainland Spain, everything works in favor of the home team. This is a football challenge unlike any other in Europe. Number 3, Estadio Carlos Belmonte, Albacete. Carlos Belmonte is the definition of a stadium that punches above its weight. With a capacity under 20,000, it should not logically be one of the top 3, but the experience tells a different story. The stands are steep. The pitch feels close. The atmosphere becomes intense the moment the players walk out. Recent improvements removed the athletics track, pulling fans even nearer to the action. The result is a compact fortress where sound bounces hard across the bowl. When Albacete push forward, the place roars with a unity rarely matched in the league. It is one of the purest football atmospheres in Spain. And before we move on, here is your warning. Number 1 is not the biggest stadium in the division. It is something much more meaningful. Number 2, Estadio Abanca Riazor, Deportivo La Coruña. The Riazor is a cathedral, a 34,000-seat arena sitting just meters from the Atlantic Ocean, home to one of Spain's most storied clubs. Deportivo dominated Spanish football in the late 90s and early 2000s, and their stadium was the stage for some of the greatest nights in LaLiga history. Even now, years later, the spirit lingers. The steep stands and enclosed bowl create a pressure cooker effect. The sea breeze slips between the gaps in the tribunes. The chants have depth, weight, and memory behind them. Walking into the Riazor is walking into Spanish football heritage. It deserves top-tier football, and the supporters know it. You feel it before kickoff. You feel it long after the match ends. Number 1, La Romareda, Real Zaragoza, the king of La Liga 2. La Romareda earns number 1 not simply because of what it is, but because of what it represents. With a capacity in the mid-30,000s, it stands as a grand traditional Spanish stadium with decades of football identity carved into its structure. But here is the twist. La Romareda is being reborn, completely rebuilt for the 2030 World Cup. Real Zaragoza are playing in a temporary venue while a brand new 40,000-plus capacity stadium rises on the exact same site. This is ambition in its purest form, a fallen giant refusing to stay down, a club rebuilding its future from the foundation upward. La Romareda carries history, cup winners, cup triumphs, Copa del Rey classics, World Cup matches, and countless La Liga battles all unfolded here. The fans are loyal, loud, and proud, filling both the old stadium and the temporary one with a desire to return to glory. When the new La Romareda opens, it will instantly become one of the most impressive stadiums in the country. That combination of history, present passion, and future ambition makes it the undisputed number 1 stadium in La Liga 2. Spain's second division is full of surprises, full of character, and full of stadiums that deserve global attention. From the island thunder of Gran Canaria to the Atlantic wind of the Riazor, from the Andalusian heat of La Rosaleda to the rebirth of Zaragoza's fortress, La Liga 2 proves that football magic lives far beyond the first division. If you want to explore more stadiums that shape the future of Spanish football, click here to watch our deep dive into the best stadiums of La Liga in 2025/2026. I will see you there in a second.